All right, last stage here in Photoshop. So here's where we left off. The picture looks good, and now let's just put a little bit of polish on it. What I want to show you next is that was a Control minus to zoom out. You can also do that by going to View, Zoom in, out. But you get to know these shortcuts, they will save you a lot of time. So that was a Control minus. I'll try to say it whenever I do a shortcut. I'll try to say it. So we're going to stay with, you can see here's what we did. Here's our layers. We're just going to polish it up now. So I still would say, see up here, it's still a little bright. So I'm going to come back, do one more adjustment layer. I'm only going to focus on, I'm using the left bracket right here. Okay, I'm going to knock that down. Just right there in that spot. Okay, that's there. I'm going to do an edit, fill black. You can see now it's not showing. My paintbrush is white. I'm just going to paint white to show, have that show through just right there. And that looks pretty good. Do a little bit down here. Okay, that's kind of ugly in there. Make that darker. And this is kind of ugly down here. We're going to make that darker. And that. And that. Okay. All right. Back to the adjustments layer. We've done only the brightness and contrast one. We're going to move now. There's color balance and hue saturation. Let's go to the hue saturation one. We color balanced this in Lightroom already. All right, so here we go. Now we have this hue saturation level layer. And oh my God, look at all this stuff, right? Here is the master. Master means all the colors. You can come in here and only work in specific colors, which is extremely powerful. Or you can do this. If you don't know, click this little hand button. And if you don't know, I'm going to work it here, okay? I don't know if that's yellow or green. It's a green. Okay, so I'm going to work in the green spectrum here. Actually, first, let me go back to master. So you can see master, you can change, you can make this crazy. You want to make red soft coral when it was really orange? Boom, there you go. But that's for another day. We know we want to work in the greens. I know I only want to work in these shadows in here. Right now, I don't like them. So you can see here the shadows in here are kind of greenish, but the water is bluish. Make sure your shadows and your water match up. That's a result of what we did in Lightroom and our color balancing. So you can see now we're only working in the green, so it's only right in here. You can see we're changing. Okay, so I'm gonna push them. I'm gonna warm them up a little bit. I'm actually gonna drop this. So you can see the saturation. We can make it go crazy. I'm gonna drop the saturation. You can see this affecting all these kind of shadows in here. And shadows should be what? Dark, right? And I'm going to make them, see, light, dark, light, dark. Okay, that's one step there. They're all showing through, which means everywhere on the screen, all the greens were affected. What was changed? You need to see it's very subtle, right? Okay, looks good, nothing major. Do another adjustment layer, another hue saturation. This time, though, I'm going to go to the CNs. And that is going to be a lot of the image. For example, out here, I only want to work in the shadows though. So ignore this and only focus, I'm doing Control plus to zoom in, only focus on this. You can get that little hand to drag the picture around by holding down the space bar. Okay, so let's just focus on this. If you want to see what area is affected, you can see it's the whole picture, right? There is a lot of CN in here. Again, but let's just focus in here. Change the hue. You can see to make it greener. We don't want to make it greener. We want to make it bluer to match the water. You can also see the water got bluer. You know, that was pretty cool, right? Let's leave that. That's pretty cool. Let's go back now. Hey, you never know, right? We can now change the saturation of the whole thing. I'm going to decrease it so it's not, it was a pretty murky dive. Bring it down. And we can make it darker, which will bring up the focus on our soft coral. Oh, all right, let's play with it. Let's leave that. There's the change there. Only working in the CN spectrum. All right, I still didn't do what I wanted to do, so I'm going to come back here, Adjustments, Hue Saturation. Same one. I want to work in these shadows. So in this time, only focus in these shadows. I want to make them darker. All right, there's a lot of crap in there that I really don't care about. And I want to take the saturation down a little bit, and I'll make them a little bit more blue. There's still some green we're going to have to work on there. Okay, so there's the change, but I don't want to do the water, so what do? Everything is showing with a white mask. Go Edit, Fill, Black. Now it's all covered. Now with our handy white paintbrush, we want to go in there. We want to keep this small because we don't want it to bleed out into the background. We only want to be working in shadows. So I'm just painting in the shadows here. It's a subtle effect, but it works. Okay. And the cool thing is with this layer, I only want to work in these shadows. You can see some of the greens came through. So without doing another layer, only in this white area, I can change the greens. You can see that's what's changing. I'm going to bring the saturation down. You can play with what direction you want it to go, but I want to make it look natural. There we go. And make them dark. So there's our final change. Just making the shadows look more natural and blending in with the background color. All right, so let's leave it at that, okay? That is just using 2 different adjustments in multiple layers, the brightness and contrast, and the hue saturation layers. Adding a layer, creating masks, that's what this is all about. Now if we go back, I'm going to create the group here so you can see, and our final image goes from that to that. All right, hope you enjoyed it, and let's do another one.